Hey everybody, I'm back with the review for Skeleton Crew Episode 7, the second to last episode. Tomorrow we get the season finale, or series finale, depending on how things go. Lucasfilm's track record of late has not been great on that. Overall, decent episode. Obviously, we're building towards the finale with everybody arriving at Atten. We end up in an interesting place because by the time we get to the end of the episode, Jod has killed Brutus. He is on the planet with the kids. He's been into one of the vaults, and the episode ends with him basically, confronting the parents and the kids, lightsaber drawn, and then the episode ends. I have concerns. And it's not that I haven't been enjoying the show. I have been. I mean, it's been, for me, one of the better Star Wars shows. Just kind of fun adventure, a lot of great, creature work. Love the crew of pirates. I think, that's been fun. All the performances have been good. There hasn't been anything that stuck out where you're like, ooh. It's definitely not an Acolyte situation in that regard, where for every one cool thing that you're like, ooh, I like that, there's like 5 things that you're like cringing. So it's not like that. My concern in where it's kind of stepping into potential Acolyte territory is that we're the second to last episode. This next episode is it. No confirmation of a season 2, and we have a lot of open threads. There's a lot of questions and things that they've raised over the course of this series. We don't know the facts around Jod's background. Was he a Jedi? Was he a Padawan who survived Order 66? Is he just literally I whoopsed into figuring out I can, move things around with my mind, but the fact that he knows, pretty well how to use a lightsaber, leads to believe, that he's something more than just a guy who happens into, being able to do certain tricks with the Force, just through trial and error. So you have that question. You have the question of who is the supervisor. You have questions about that original pirate who made it with 33 to Atten. There's all these things right there. There's the nature of the planet, and really, like, who is it? Where truly is it aligned? They've spent what little bits of time on Atten since the kids left, kind of creating this very sort of kind of deeper mystery around the planet. And are they going to be able to pay that off in a real satisfying way? I don't know. Are they going to be able to pay any of this off? Because you still have Jod's, now back fully under Jod. You have his crew of pirates now sitting outside the barrier. He's there threatening the kids and their family, or we're led to think that's what he's doing when he's pulled his lightsaber. Like I said, we've now heard the voice of the supervisor, but we don't know who that is. It really, I worry it's going to step directly into what I hated the most about the Acolyte, was that it ended on so many stingers for, ooh, here's what's to come in season 2, and then they don't get it. So you have something that it's not even worth a rewatch because it doesn't end in a way that you're like, ah, that's a nice, satisfying story. That's self-contained. If they don't get a second season, I can rewatch this story because it's good and it's satisfying. It's got a beginning, a middle, and an end, and it's just a nice, tight little bow, you know, where I can, if it doesn't get a second season, I can still go back and rewatch it. There's no point in rewatching The Acolyte because by the time you get to the end, you have all these questions still. I'm really hoping that Skeleton Crew does not fall into that. I really hope that they tie it up in a nice, neat little bow in a way that's satisfying. Then, if it gets a second season, great, wonderful. I wonder where they'll take it. But then, if they don't, I still have a nice Star Wars adventure that I can go back and enjoy in the future. So we'll see how they go. Overall, the episode itself was fine. It was nice seeing the kids reunite with their family. Like I said in my previous review, the Jod flip, it's a bit much, like, it's one of those things that I wish they would have either just did it from the jump or kept him aligned with the kids, because that's just kind of a very stereotypical thing, the like heel turn, face turn, heel turn, face turn. Your mileage is going to vary with how tolerant you are of those kind of very tropey things. It doesn't ruin anything. It's just one of those things where I'm like, yeah, no, I saw that coming. So I don't know. We'll see. It's finally hit a point where for the first time I'm concerned with how they're going to wrap this up, because there are just too many threads that are just out there that could potentially just be hooks for these kind of cliffhangery points where we don't really get a good resolution to the story and a good resolution to this season if it does become the series finale, which, going off of the viewing metrics and the cost of the show, could entirely be plausible that this could be it, because it's not doing very well in the views from everything I've been seeing, and which is unfortunate because it has been a good show. But I think if this has a good ending, if it has a nice tight ending that resolves everything without leaving a bunch of stingers for a season 2, maybe it'll have some word of mouth, and then people will come back in and watch it and boost some of those numbers so that maybe they can get a season 2. But I'm not holding my breath on it. So those are my thoughts on this most recent episode of Skeleton Crew. And I'll see you in the next video where, we'll see tomorrow how this wraps up. So hopefully it'll be satisfying.